What's up, people? It's your boy MM2K back again with another episode of Prognosis TV's Lyrics to Go. That is our Monday through Friday segment show, specifically for the Patreon, where I go on my morning brisks and I talk about the latest and greatest in gaming news. So now I'm on a journey to send some money to my child. No coffee today. But I'm sending money to a child that is well along the way, so I'm going to wire them some cash, because that's what children do. They ask for money. And so you'll hear the ATM beeps and all that other silly, crazy stuff. With that being said, what is today's topic? This is going to be Stadia War Room Patreon related. But I will say this as a reminder for those that may have missed some of the newest content. We got some baseline stuff in. Definitely check it out. More notably, we got a new segment called Game Struck. That's our segment where we're going to be putting gameplays in. You know what I'm saying? And our first effort towards the Game Struck segment is Assassin's Creed Valhalla on the PlayStation 5. And then I'm going to talk about a little bit too, not this segment, but later on, I'll talk about what I think about what the best next gen decision is going to be. Might come next week or something like that. Might drop next week. All right. So as far as something I wanted to talk about community wise, here's what I will say about those in the content creator community that have the proper perspective, have gripes, and they have reason to have so. And it's something that I think Google Stadia has to work on, and something Amazon has nailed early on, even better than Google when they were a little bit more receptive to the community. Google has to do something about this. What is that? Well, our good friend Ashes to Ashes, one of the co-founders and leaders of the Trash Mob, one of the hugest clans on Stadia right now, growing by the day. Now he is doing a lot of investment into Amazon Luna, which is fantastic, which is great. He got access. He's playing the games. He's streaming them. I didn't realize that Ashes was that great of a streamer. He's a fantastic streamer. He's really been hiding, playing hide and seek, man. I mean, I know he created content, but he really flew under the radar. I never really knew that Ashes was that great of a content creator. His stuff is great. I mean, his presentation and all that stuff. Now, y'all know I had my reservations about Luna, and that's not what this is about. Because I'm not being a hater here. My reservations are what they are. I talk about them all the time. I give the reasons why. With that being said, one of the biggest problems with Stadia at the moment is they don't have a great relationship with its core content creators. They don't have it. When they really wanted to burst on the scene as far as content creator recognition, they went outside of the known content creators within the Stadia community, and they started working with some people outside of the Stadia community to help promote it, I guess, to casuals. And that's cool and that's fine. And that's dandy. But we get it, right? We get why they did that. Why they went outside to people. You know what I mean? Because we, the Stadia content creators, we're kind of limited. We're only effective with people that already have the platform. we're really not doing the job that they need to bring in newcomers. We're pretty much just speaking to the choir. And that's not helping it grow. That's helping for retention. That's great for retention, but it's not helping for growth. So for growth, what they decided to do was to go to some very well-recognized content creators. I'll say one was well-recognized. One was fairly well-recognized. Fairly recognized. I can't say, nothing against them. But they service a plateau of games. And then lastly, there was just this other guy that they went to. And I don't know, maybe they were looking at some data and they figured that these were the best people to have promote the service. I'll say this. I don't think that they were the most effective to go directly to. Don't get me wrong, for what they were trying to look for. Don't get me wrong. I love Juggernaut. Juggernaut is a hell of a content creator. He's great. But he doesn't really have much reach than us outside of the gaming community. You know what I'm saying? Like when you look at his streams, even though they're to the people outside of the Stadia community, what ended up happening was he's reaching very few people outside of the Stadia community. We, the Stadia community, who likes to swarm and people that show us any love, we're the overwhelming majority of his viewership. Now they also went to Kareem Jovian, who's has a huge YouTube presence, but not so much in the video game space. So what ended up happening there is once we saw that, again, the Stadia community got excited, flocked to him, to his video game channel, his segmented video game channel, and we make up the majority of his YouTube streams there. He doesn't have much reach, in the video game space. And then it was this other guy, is it Red Gaming or something? I don't know. He's someone else that again didn't have much reach. Doesn't have much reach in a casual space. So what happens is when they were doing this big promotion, they go to them only. And because they went to them only, they got a vegan black bean burger here. I didn't know that. Okay, I gotta check this place out one day. Even though that they, so they do that, and they don't include any of the current content creators for the retention side. PR just decided to do this solely with consumption, and that teed off a lot of content creators. And I think rightfully so, because these are the people that are keeping your community engaged, even though the platform is getting attacked 24/7. They're keeping them engaged. Stadia Super Saturday. They're making some inroads. They may not be making a lot of inroads that you want, but they're making some inroads. And they're doing the game of retention, because when it comes to games, people go where their friends are at. And if they can't connect to other people and make friends, then they leave. So that retention part, I think, was very important. And I think Stadia slighted that too much. I get why you went to the outside, but I think the people that you selected, for one, and for two, the fact that you went to the outside and did really minimum effort towards retention, I think that was a big misstep. That was a big misstep. And because for all intents and purposes, I'm sorry, I hate to say it, I don't think the campaigns with Kareem, Juggernaut, and that other guy, I don't think they worked as well as they wanted them to. I don't think they were that effective externally. You know what I mean? So, you had some skeptics. You had some real skeptics that, did a better job, I think, of converting mainstream gamers that weren't part of this initiative. They did a lot better job than those three did, and it's not their fault. It's just that they weren't the right people for that particular task. So now you created this division unnecessarily, and I'll be honest with you haven't fixed it since then. I see that Outcasters is doing this back and forth thing with Eddie, and that's cool, that's entertaining, but again, it's not what we're seeing with Amazon Luna and Ashes. Amazon Luna regularly is hosting Ashes, right? They're hosting him. They're hosting his game streams. They're showing what he's doing. They're recycling this stuff on a regular basis. And even when people thought that the Stadia / content creator community was more unified, Google never did that. I think it's time for Google to do that. I mean, there's got to be a content creator within the community, somebody that Google can sit there and promote and do and host a stream of theirs. Work in tandem with them. Do a monthly streamer, update. I think for the most part we're professionals. There's some, there may be some exceptions, and you work it out. You view the content. You say, okay, this guy's safe, this person isn't. You know what I mean? And I think you highlight somebody. I mean, if you don't give credit to Amazon for anything, is that they are sitting back and they are taking notes. And they are watching what we are doing right and what we're not doing right. And we're definitely not doing the community engagement with the content creator thing right. So, wow. I mean, that's amazing. Now, again, Amazon, it really is, it doesn't help Amazon that you're doing all this with Ashes, which I know a lot of us in the Stadia community can appreciate and say, way to go, Amazon. And I know Ashes appreciates it. It doesn't help when I see that and then I can't gain access to it my damn self. I mean, at some point in time, I'm going to say, forget it. I could care less about it. You know what I mean? And people are starting to move on. I mean, I remember when Stadia started giving out the Premier editions for the YouTube Premium people, and I started seeing people, gathering them in large consumption, and them saying, well, wow, everybody done already forgot about Amazon Luna. So it doesn't help in that regard, but what it does do is it does show the content creators in the Stadia community, like, wow, these guys get it. So my message to Amazon, my message to Google, my kudos to Amazon on that, and my message to Google is, y'all got to do a little bit better. Y'all got to do better here. We try to look at things from 5,000 feet where we can, give you credit where we can give you credit, but at the same time, you guys did drop the ball here. And I've said that from the beginning. Your engagement with the community, once you get them, it's like, okay, we got you, shut up, go to the back of the field. It has that perception is 9/10 of the law, and you guys got to fix that. And with that said, that's it from your boy, MM2K. Let me know what you think about this content, and if you did enjoy it, somebody else might enjoy it. So definitely share it out, and we thank you so much. With that said, have a wonderful gaming day.